I want to jump right to that idea about the details, because one of the things that I initially thought when you were talking about the challenges of mapping a building or a location is who does that mapping. So if somebody says, yeah, we want to map our Walmart or we want to map our campus, is it volunteers? Is it the organization? How do people get involved to make that map that gets turned into that, as you put it, which is the audio format signage?
Yep. Yep. So it's all begins with a request, with a need, right? Someone, raise a hand and say, hey, I'd like that space to be accessible. It can tell us about it. You can tell the business about it. You can do it both, either way. But we say, hey, we want that place to be accessible. When that happens, we usually get into a call with this facility. And then I always say, like, it was super complicated to build something super simple. I think that we got into, and there's still place and room to simplify it even more. But when we talk to a facility, all we ask from them is just the floor plan of the building or the evacuation plan, which is just public info anyway. They probably have it on the door and on the walls anyway. So we ask this type of floor plans. That helps us to identify the main points of interest at the building: entrances, intersections, restrooms, elevators, things like that. That's also help us to understand what would be a scope of a project in that case. Again, if it's an airport or if it's a McDonald's restaurant, again, depends what it is. In many of our projects, and we currently have over 2,500 locations worldwide. The reason we have so many is because, again, we've really simplified the process. In many of the cases, we just send them a kit. That's how the kit looks like. It's basically a box with a very short installation guide of how to install it themselves. I'm kind of showing it also to the camera right here. It's a three pages kind of guide that shows, how to go on a ladder safely and stick the beacon on the wall safely. Obviously, there are, the beacons there. I have it here. Yeah. I'll show the beacon as well. Having the beacons, 1 or 2 or 3 or 50 or whatever that is in that box. And lastly, there's the badge in that box. The badge of the place is accessible with our QR code to download it. Installation is very simple. It takes us, in our biggest projects, it takes us a day or two. And talking about airports, like really big campuses, sometimes maybe even a day or two more. For a small, again, shop, that's within half an hour, basically, and you're done. So yeah, I think, it starts with a request. One of the things I'm happy to share with you, Tyler, and that's very new, planning to, to announce it very soon, but it's currently on beta right now in the DC, Maryland, Virginia area. So for those of you who are there, give it a shot. Is our Unlock project, our on program. The Unlock program basically simplify the request part. So users can actually request from businesses in their or any other entities or organizations in their area to take a look at that and see for themselves if it's something they want to consider. So as I said before, it's a movement. We're building a movement. We won't be able to do it ourselves. We need to have the community with us in order to increase the awareness, build more references, and ultimately having that as a market standard.